Welcome to Stoughton Media Access Corporation's Community Forum Show. My name is Steve Kelley, I'm your host, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you Judy Bergman Hochberg.
Yes.
Welcome, Judy, to the show.
Just Judy.
Just Judy. Judy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And the exciting reason that we're here is that Judy has written a wonderful children's book.
Yes.
And it's called Little Cat Lost.
Correct.
In fact, I'll just pick it up right now, and on the camera they'll be able to see it. I don't know if they'll zero or they'll pull it up. But at any rate, so Judy, this is exciting to have published a book.
It's very exciting for me, yes.
Yeah.
It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about the experience of publishing and why you're doing it and things like that.
Okay, so as you can see here, I have two other versions of the book. These are hand-printed books that I did prior to the picture book version. And I came up with the idea about 25 years ago, so it's been a while in the making, and worked on it, but life kind of got in the way and I put it aside.
Okay.
And a few years ago, one of my grandsons asked me about children's stories, and I remembered I had several others, and I pulled them out and reread them, and Little Cat Lost kind of had withstood the test of time. So I was determined to rework it, and I did.
So how did you choose that title? Tell us just a little bit about the story and the title.
Okay, I just thought I wanted the alliteration, the L, little and lost, and I just liked the sound of the title. I don't know, it came to me and it was sort of intuitive. So
Little Cat Lost.
Right.
Yeah. Wonderful. And now you got it published, and getting published is so hard.
Right.
Tell us about that bit of that experience.
Okay. Well, when I first started writing children's stories, I submitted them to publishers. I mean, my first story I wrote, 40 years ago, probably.
Okay.
Yes. And I submitted, and I actually got a kind of a positive response from a publisher, but they suggested I had to try other things. Okay, and I did. And I joined a children's authors writing group over the years, a couple of them. And again, you know, got practice at what this skill is. Mm-hmm. And then after I put the books away, I kind of forgot about it. When I pulled this out again, the whole industry had changed. You can't really submit directly to publishers any longer. You have to find a literary agent. Okay. So I submitted to several literary agents who handle children's literature, and nobody was interested.
Oh.
Okay, this is
today.
This is the way it is.
You have to be a name brand
right.
to even like publish. You already have to be published. It's kind of an age-old.
Yes, it is.
You need to get the experience, but we
right.
can't give you the start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do. I considered just the simple self-publishing, but about a year ago, I happened to go to a meeting of the South Shore Writers Group.
Okay.
And they had several authors who talked, and they had a couple of publishers who were there.
Yes.
And the publisher that I later signed with, Lisa Akuri-Ross, SDP Publishing Solutions.
Okay.
She's an independent publisher. It's not quite the same as doing it all yourself. And what she provides are all the services that an author needs to prepare their book for publishing. And so I worked with a children's book editor.
Yep.
And a designer, and then marketing. She has a marketing person.
Wonderful.
So, and a printer, and so I really feel like the final product is very professional.
Good. And you were inspired by your grandchildren. Tell me about that.
Yes. So, well, originally I was inspired by the cat.
Okay. First is the cat. The first cat was Tux.
Yes.
Okay, tell us a little about the cat then,
okay.
And then the grandchildren.
All right. So we adopted Tux as a little kitten. He was part of a litter from my daughter's classmate's cat. Had this.
Okay.
Okay. So we
adopted cats are the best, aren't they?
It was wonderful, yes.
Okay.
And he just was the best cat, I think.
Okay.
If I could have cloned him, I would have cloned him, but
Okay.
you know.
An
So-
inspiration for the book,
Right.
Little Cat Lost.
Right.
Wonderful.
Right. And over the years, I took many photographs of him, it was the photos that inspired the illustrations.
I think there's a couple.
Right.
Oh, there we go. Could you discuss that? Tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, so what I did was, when I reworked the book, now I'm pretty good with Photoshop.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm also a printmaker.
Okay.
And so one of the techniques that I had learned to do is to do watercolor drawings on clear plastic called Duralar.
This is now an educational show. I love it.
Okay.
Okay, so what's Duralar?
Duralar, it's you buy it in a pad. It's a plastic
Yeah,
sheet. You know?
okay.
Okay. Like acetate.
Okay.
Okay.
So far we've got acetate and alliteration. We're working hard.
Okay.
Everybody listening, you're
Okay.
going to an education course.
And so I did the drawings in watercolor on Duralar. And there's a little trick with that, and that is Duralar has a very shiny surface, so water would actually bead up on the surface. But if you put a drop of dishwashing detergent in the paint, then it doesn't bead up. And you can okay.
That's wonderful.
Those are the photos.
Those are the photos, yeah. And you did pictures off of the photos, right?
Right. And I wanted the images to be in one way completely realistic, so I did the drawings over the photograph. Photograph was under the Duralar, and then I would do the drawings right over
Like
them.
tracing, is that?
In a way, but not really, because I'm doing watercolor over them.
Oh, so you're just kind of using them as a guide
Right.
and real drawing, but kind of being able to look all the time?
Well, because I have the photograph directly under the Duralar. Should have brought some with me, but anyway.
Okay, no, that's all right.
And then I let the watercolor dry, and then I scan it into Photoshop. And what that allowed me to do was, place it on the page where I wanted it to be,
Yeah.
make it bigger, make it smaller, change it. Photoshop is fantastic. So I designed the whole book in Photoshop. There's a text tool as well. So all the text was done.
Talk to me about the text. How did you start the book? Like, what did you...
So long ago.
It's so long ago.
Yeah.
Huh?
I had this idea of, what would happen, I don't know where I can't remember where all the ideas came to me, but
Right.
the idea of balloons. Cats are curious. So the little cat sitting in the window of her house on a spring day, and she sees a bunch of balloons fly by, and she's curious. So she jumps out the window and follows them, and they lead her into the zoo.
And I'll just read page 2. So she climbed out the open window to follow them, but each time she moved forward, the balloons, they danced away.
Right.
Very nice.
Right.
Good, good. So what is the, what would you say to other people that wanted to make a book like this one? How would they go about it if they could?
Be patient with yourself.
Yeah?
As I said, this took me a very long time to finally finish. So don't give up. Don't give up. If you really are passionate about the idea, then keep at it. It may take you a long time, but
Yeah,
keep at it.
Perhaps join one of the writers' groups?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
You advocated for self-sure.
I found that very helpful early on. And as I said, I was part of a couple of them, and I wrote other stories while I worked with these groups as well.
Mhm.
I haven't looked at them in a long, I reread them, but I haven't worked on them in a long time. Maybe I'll go back to one of them as well. So
Good.
we'll see.
Tell me about the audience that you intended the book to be for.
Okay, well, ostensibly it's for very young children to be read to. But being a parent and a grandparent, I thought it would be nice if the reader would get some appreciation from the book as well. So I tried to have humor in it. I tried to include some longer words. I know this may be breaking the rules, but if I describe the giraffe as haughty,
Yes.
so maybe a child will say, well, what does that mean? And then the parent can explain what that means. Wow. And so I want it to be educational, fun, and interesting. And so for all the animals in the zoo that Little Cat meets, I give at least one little tidbit of fact about that animal. So there's a little bit of learning as well.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, that's
Right.
what we want to do with all of our reading is
Right.
continue learning and
Right.
satisfy our own curiosities and
Right.
things like that, right?
Right, right.
So, what would you say in terms of setting and things like that? What inspired you with that?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it's been a while, but
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the zoo. Okay, so there's sort of endless possibilities.
Did you go to a couple of zoos to kind of
Yes.
get ideas?
Not
so
only
now we're
so-
hitting it.
Some
Okay.
of the illustrations are directly taken from photographs of the zoo.
Oh,
Yes. And when I first started, I had different animals that I was considering. One of my friends had been on safari and gave me her photographs of animals from safari. This is one of my friend's photographs of a lion. So I did the same thing, the Duralar. The giraffe, I think that was at a zoo.
that's a haughty giraffe if ever I've seen a haughty
Yes.
giraffe.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So,
And tell us about these pictures here.
okay, well, at the Franklin Park Zoo, they have a wonderful house with lemurs in them. And so I got some really good photographs of them. Originally, I was going to have the monkeys as the first animal that Little
Okay.
Cat met. But the problem is there aren't many monkeys in the zoos around here.
Okay.
So even though I had some from my friend's safari photos, it wasn't the right environment. So the lemurs did fine.
The lemurs did fine.
They were good.
So if somebody watching wanted to get your book, where would they get their book? Where would they get
Okay,
it?
it's available at Barnes & Noble online, at Amazon, and also at through my publisher, SDP Publishing Solutions, through their website.
Well,
Get
that's
the book.
great.
Yes.
No, almost every writer I speak to gets writer's block. Did that happen to you?
No.
It did not.
No.
So what's the solution to writer's block? You don't even have it.
I honestly don't know because it's never been a problem for me.
Yeah,
You know, I'm as an artist also. You know, I hear, artists say they don't know what to do next. Well, you have to show up. You have to, if you're between projects, go to your studio and putter around, and something will come to you.
That is such great advice.
And in terms of stories, I mean, the ideas came to me. So the first idea I ever had for a story was I was with my daughter, who was about 4 or 5 at the time, and we were at, what was it, in Randolph Center, a little grocery store, a greengrocer. I can't remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get a vegetable, so I ordered, 6 potatoes or whatever from him. And she said, "I want 6 of me. I want there to be 6 of me." Well, that was the inspiration for the first story that I wrote,
Wow.
6 of me.
I want 6 of me. That
Yes.
is delightful.
Yes, and so the story was that this little girl, had this sort of magical moment, and she asked for this. It was her birthday or something, and all of a
Okay.
sudden, her birthday, all of a sudden, there were 6 of her in the room.
I think I wish I had 6 of me right now. I'm trying to do so many different things. Today I was so busy running around. I need
Right.
5 more of me.
Right.
You go do this, you go
Right.
do this.
Right. So,
What a delightful story.
Yeah, but
it
it-
sounds like that could be a title of another book, 6 of Me.
well, it was. I wrote and illustrated another children's story called 6 of Me.
Oh, well, there it is.
And the underlying moral is be careful what you wish for because of all the complications. But it
Oh.
was funny,
I bet
so-
that would be I'd like to see that. That's very
Well,
funny.
Someday, who knows?
Yeah. So you would maybe if you were to go and publish 6 of Me,
Right.
how would you go about that?
Well, of course, my hope is that I can be successful with Little Cat Lost. And if I'm successful, then that will give me the credibility to go to a publisher, an established publisher, and with another idea, and they will take it seriously because of
Little
my
Cat Lost does
So-
a good job.
right. Right.
So what's the message of Little Cat Lost?
Never give up. don't lose hope. You know, remember things that are told to you, because in the book, she's told by the lemurs that the lion is the only person who can help her find the way out of the zoo, because he's king of the jungle and the zoo.
Okay.
So, and the lemurs give a description of the lion to Little Cat. So she goes from animal to animal to animal, and she compares what the animals look like to the description that was given to her. And finally, after several animals, and they don't work out, they don't help her, and she's getting very discouraged, she meets the elephant, and she was amazed at the elephant, so big and gray, all right, and finally the elephant says, the lion's over there. And there she finds the lion, and then the lion agrees to help her, brings her to the outer wall of the zoo. She hops up on his back, and she goes to climb to the top of the wall, and it's too high. She can't reach it. So now she really gets discouraged. Well, throughout the book is in black and white except for the balloons, and on different pages you see the balloons. Yeah. They're silent, they're not talked about, and all of a sudden she's reaching for the wall, and she sees the balloons above her, and she leaps up, grabs the strings with her paws, and the balloons lift her over the wall of the zoo, and then they deposit her in front of her house, fortunately. So it's a happy ending. It's, you know, keep at it, don't give up.
What a wonderful, wonderful message. That is just terrific. And you had to pretty much adapt that in order to be able to publish the book, right? I mean, you couldn't give up. You had to.
I had to, yes.
Find like another way that you hit a roadblock and you say, okay, what'll I do next?
That's right. That's right. And I guess, you know, I mean, I'm an artist. I'm a printmaker, and printmakers are really good at finding solutions to technical problems.
Right.
So, as an example, these two books.
Mm-hmm. The two books in front of us.
Yeah, these
I'll
are
see if I can pick one up and we'll see if I can get the. Maybe I don't know if I'll get a mirror, get a shot from Roy, but we'll see. Roy, can you zero in on that, or maybe not? But we'll at least. Yeah, that's a print that you made. Okay, so good.
Right. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay. So this is a hand-printed artist book. So it's an accordion book.
Oh my goodness. Well, this we should be able to pull out a little.
Right. So
look at that.
It's
an accordion book. I've never seen one, believe it or not.
Right. Oh, really?
I never have.
Yeah, okay.
In my whole life. So it's an accordion book. Look at this. It's exciting. And the parchment paper feels very, very...
Well, it's Reeves BFK printmaking paper.
Printmaking paper.
Right, so
is this common? Why have I not seen this before?
Accordion books are pretty common as artist books because it's a really neat way of doing it.
Yes.
So you can see...
You surprised me. I love that.
This is in the landscape format. It's horizontal.
Yeah.
Okay. So and it's also... it's like 15 pages. And a picture book, the traditional picture book, has to be in multiples of 4.
Okay.
In order, because of printing, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And when I went to Lisa, the publisher, her printer will only do the portrait format, the vertical.
Not the landscape one.
Not the landscape one. So I had to redesign the book so that it would fit in this format.
Yes.
And in the beginning, I wasn't sure I could do it. I wasn't sure it would look good, but it was fine.
Yeah, it came out great.
It was fine. So.
Very nice. So let me take this opportunity. Roy, if you could we run the credits?
Hi, this is Roy Cohen. The crew would like to thank Maxie's Delicatessen, located at 117 Sharon Street in Stoughton. You can reach them by calling 781-341-1662. The American Cancer Society is looking for volunteers to drive cancer patients to and from treatments. You can volunteer by calling 1-800-ACS-6662 or online at www.cancer.org. Ilsa Mock's Food Pantry and St. Anthony's Free Market is located at 2 Park Avenue in Stoughton. For more information, call Christine Gallagher at 781-341-0611 or 781-341-0549. To get involved with Meals on Wheels, call Jessica at 781-344-8882, extension 2. The Stoughton Penny Saver. Our business is advertising your business in Stoughton. To advertise, call 781-344-4833. Community Forum showtimes here in Stoughton. You can see it on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 6 p.m., Monday at 8 p.m., Tuesday at 5 p.m., either on Comcast Channel 9 or Verizon Channel 28. If you have any comments or suggestions, contact us at communityforum1@yahoo.com. Samaritans, 41 West Street, 4th floor in Boston, Massachusetts, 02111, or call them at 617-536-2460. The 24-hour helplines, 877-870-HOPE or 877-870-4673. Samaritans, 800-252-TEEN or 800-252-8336, or online www.samaritans.hope.org. For you bingo players, I want to tell you about the Monday night bingo being held at the Ahava Torah Congregation, 1179 Central Street in Stoughton. The doors open at 4:30 p.m. The games start at 6:30 p.m. You come on down and win some money. They have two big prizes. One is $1,199 and the other one is up to $3,000. So come on down.
Stoughton's Lions Club annual golf tournament, Cedar Hill Golf Course at Park Street in Stoughton, 1137. Contact Walter Pashley, 781-408-1248. And that's, you can also email him at wpashley@gmail.com. He runs a great little tournament. It's a lot of fun. And they support the Lions Club, which is great. Again, I'm back with, in case you needed the contact information for Judy Bergman Hochberg, who's the author of the book Little Cat Lost. You can email her at tuxthecat. I love that email, tuxthecat at verizon.net. JudyBergmanHochberg.com is the website.
My website, yeah.
All right, so we're back in studio now. So Judy, what are some of the things that you'd like the audience to come away with as they review, as they look at this, and they're probably having fun and seen an accordion book, and
right.
What do you want? Like, what are three things that you'd say? I want you to come away with this.
Okay, well, I would love people to buy my book.
Yes,
enjoy
buy the book and
enjoy my book.
And do what with it? I mean, I think reading to the grandchildren is
right.
So important.
Right.
And even, by the way, reading to the elderly. So
right.
My sister is working, trying to do some reading with the elderly. And
okay.
You know, I think an enjoyable book doesn't have to be something about rocket science or the latest sort of the new black hole that they've pictured.
Oh, right. That's very exciting.
That's exciting. But,
yeah.
You know, just reading to the elderly might be good, and this might be a fun book to read.
That's true. I agree.
Inspirational to get conversation going and things.
Right. Right. It's mainly that, and also, you know, that if you have an idea, pursue it. You know, who's to say that you shouldn't try to do it yourself? You know, if you have an idea. So the third thing, I don't know.
So, but the main thing is to get the book. You go to.
Oh, right. Yes, to either Barnes & Noble. I will be doing a reading at Barnes & Noble in May. Okay. The first, May 4th, along with some other authors. I'm not sure what time. They haven't told me what time yet.
Okay. But they can contact you by email and
yes.
tuxthecat@verizon.net.
Right.
Pretty readily memorable, I would say. Yes?
Yes.
All
and so what else? I mean...
Good. Well, it's been a delightful interview. I'm excited to see people successfully publish.
Right.
And you've done a great job and a good
you.
Interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I enjoyed it very much. Yeah.
Good. And I also want to take the time to thank the audience for watching. That's great. And we want to thank the people in the background. You know, we want to also really keep Mr. Leo McGowan in our thoughts as he recovers. And we've got to thank also the people right here, Mike Hammond, David Young, Jeff Pickett, all in the background trying to help us, and Mr. Roy Cohen, who has produced the show. So with that as an ending, I want to thank you all, and
Thank you. That was great.
keep up the good work. Let's hope
Thank
we see that other one,
Six
Six
of
of
Me,
Me. I
yeah.
want to see that show. All
Okay.
right?
Okay,
We'll
someday.
invite you back for Six of Me.
Yeah, I don't think I have another 25 years to work on it, but okay.
Get it done. All right.
All right, good.
Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being
Thank you.
here to
Thank you
share
for
your
having me.
wonderful,
Yeah.
your wonderful creative work.
Thank you.